global micronutrient deficiencies and stunting. And the question is, where are we going? We are going in the right track, or we are going in the off track? First, about the micronutrient problem globally. First, I start with the vitamin A. Yeah, we still have a problem, especially in part of Asia, Southern Asia, and in Africa globally. And we are lucky in Indonesia, also Vietnam, China, and nearly the rest of the Eastern Asia country are no longer suffering from vitamin A deficiency in terms of public health problem. But some countries like India and some in the Middle East, in Africa, still suffering this problem. And the second one that I would like to present here about the anemia, it's all the data from the WHO micronutrient group. Is larger than the problem of vitamin A deficiency globally, include the southern part of the South American, similar to some of southern Asian part, and include Southeast Asia countries and my country, Indonesia. And Africa is the most severe anemia globally that related to the several problems. It's not only related to the diet, yeah, but also related to the other cause of the problem, and the indirect cause related to the habitual intake and economic access to rich iron source food. And zinc deficiency also mostly occur in Southeast Asia, in Southern Asia, and also in Africa. A small problem of zinc deficiency in Southern American because they diet mostly red meat, but in the Southern Asia, especially in India, it is more lacto-vegetarian. So lack of access to the high quality or high bioavailability of zinc. And in Indonesia also, it was categorized between 30 to 40% the problem. Even there is no national data on that. Maybe Dr. Entos later on will present for the Indonesian context. But scattered studies, especially in East Nusa Tenggara, in also in West Sumatra and Java, showing that the problem of the zinc deficiency between 60 to 40 to 60% in a particular region in Indonesia. And about the vitamin D deficiency, which is currently in the pandemic era, this vitamin is getting popular because the role of this vitamin together with other micronutrient and protein play important role on the boosting our immunity. So the problem is lack of data on this in Indonesia, but scattered studies review published by colleagues from the University of Gadjah Mada showing that Indonesia also similar to the other Asian countries, except for the children under 5. There is a SINAT study showing that 5 countries in Southeast Asia also suffering from vitamin D deficiency. It seems that in the older age also there is a problem of this vitamin D deficiency, and also in the Eastern Asia, in which the developed countries of Asia, like in Korea, China, and Japan, also suffering from vitamin D deficiency. This is about the calcium deficiency. There are a lot of study globally on a calcium deficiency. And again, it can be seen here that most of the problem is in Asia. There are scattered problems in Africa, in Southern America, and in Asia, include Indonesia. Even we know exactly that India consume a lot of milk because they are lot vegetarian. I think Dr. Hemalatha later on will discuss or present later. But the problem of deficiency of calcium is still huge in the southern Asia. And the second one, the second part, beyond the micronutrient problem, I want to present about the global stunting problem. This is the data from the UNICEF, so that Asia and Africa facing a problem, a serious problem of the stunting in terms of the number of children, because Asia population is higher, so a higher number of population, especially children under 5 suffering from stunting. But in terms of percentage, yeah, in Africa is higher than in Asia. Totally, the number of children under 5 suffering from stunting about 155 million. So it is quite high. Yeah, it is about half of the Indonesian population, about 10 times of Singaporean population, yeah, about double of the Malaysian population. The number of the children under 5 suffering from stunting. If you would like exactly to know the figure by region, so in the Southeast Asia country, 25%, which is in Indonesia slightly higher than that. And in Africa, especially in the Middle Africa and Eastern Africa, in average is quite higher, about 30 to 35% on average. So per small location like village or sub district, it can be 60 to 65% in that area. And studies also show that, especially from the WFP report currently to 2020, that the economic status is affect primarily to the occurrence of the stunting. Like here in the left graph, the risk of the lower income people suffering from stunting is getting double compared to the lower income people. So where are we going? First, we would like to understand at the beginning the national or the global commitment under the WHO resolution that the target for stunting is to reduce 40% in the number of children under 5 years old. So it means that some countries still cannot achieve up till now the 40% reduction of the stunting. It is also mostly in Southeast Asia and also in Africa. About the anemia, yeah, 50% reduction of anemia, and in some countries relatively stagnant and reduce only about 10-20%, not 50% in the Southern Asia, Southeast Asia, and also in the Africa, especially in the Eastern Africa and Middle Africa. I don't want to go to the further indicator because it's not our concern for this afternoon. So based on the current WFP report, so that the trend of the stunting was predicted getting higher. It is even before the pandemic. Between 2018 2019, it seems that can be stagnant or a little bit slightly higher. And now we are in the pandemic that it is quite uncertain. We didn't estimate exactly before there will be a pandemic like this. And since the pandemic reduced the job opportunity, the income of the people, and more people suffering from property categorized as poor household. So it seems that the problem of the both micronutrient deficiency and stunting, especially in the Southeast Asia and Southern Asia, developing countries, not all, and also in Africa, will getting higher. Since the input, one of the input beside the good sanitation is about the food security. Based on the current information also from the from FAO, so that the number of the food insecure people after 2020, I mean that during the pandemic, is getting higher. Here, the data on the hidden hunger index, it is related to the micronutrient deficiency, that still we see similar figure based on the individual micronutrient deficiencies. It is pulled together to be one hidden hunger index. And what FAO and WHO and WHO estimate for the COVID. So are we going to be worse than the previous condition? There are three scenarios. It depends on how the pandemic and the economic recovery later on, and how can we improve the health facility and the food security. So if we cannot make an effort better than previous one during the pandemic, so the stunting prevalence or number of children stunting can be increased about 60 million. But if we can make a better approach with the new creativity and innovation, so still the problem increased, but not as much as the previous estimation. So the other one, if we would like to strengthen the food security, especially animal food or protein source food and micronutrient source food to prevent stunting and also micronutrient problem, without increasing food production, just maintain a better management of food costs and food waste, we can increase our food supply availability by 5 to 10%. So with the minimal effort in the on-farm, by introducing technology and good handling of the post-harvest, and also in the distribution chain of the food, and to educate people to be a green consumer, please do not eat much and do not eat less. Please make a very small leftover food, and then we can increase our food supply from 5 to 10%. So thank you very much. This is for all the introduction to the global micronutrient problem and stunting that we will discuss for the next up till next week. And then at the end, later on November, we would like to have a special discussion on how to come up with the new future creative and innovative strategy for helping all the related stakeholders to prevent micronutrient deficiencies and stunting. Thank you very much.
The activity program for controlling micronutrient deficiency in Vietnam. So I think for controlling micronutrient deficiency and also stunting is very important. That's the commitment of the government and also investment of the government. In Vietnam, we pay more attention on nutrition policy and strategy. Since 1995, we have the first ISFAN, and it is very important document for Vietnam in controlling of malnutrition in Vietnam. And during this 95-2000 period, and the government already invested in PM control program, And we established the micronutrient days, and we maintain up to now every the 1st and 2nd of June. Just children from 6 to 36 months can receive high dose vitamin D capsule up to now. And also iron supplementation and also in-service training. And I think that's in Vietnam we have already 2 national nutrition strategies, and it is very important document for us, a policy for us, because we can have the cooperation with others, not only medicine but also agriculture and other sectors in nutrition activity and program. And the last one is National Nutrition Strategies 2011-2020. It is approved by government in February 2012. And I would say the general objective of this NNS is we focus on child malnutrition reduction, and especially in stunting reduction and control of obesity, overweight, and NCD of Vietnam population. And now I come to the main strategy in Vietnam for stunting reduction, because stunting reduction is one of the important objectives of the NNS of Vietnam. So we focus on stunting reduction. And during the last decades, underweight, prevalence of underweight among under 5 children in Vietnam is reducing, is very fast and remarkably, but not stunting. For stunting reduction is more difficult, and we have focus on the main strategy for stunting reduction. Just you know that everyone knows that early nutrition intervention before pregnancy, adolescent, and we focus on the first 1,000 days, the 1,000 days. I think in Indonesia and also as a country also focus on the first 1,000 days. And because the budgeting is limited, so priority high risk group, they can receive multi-micronutrient supplementation, mostly for the mountainous areas and the poor provinces with the high stunting and also high micronutrient deficiencies. And we focus on food fortification and communication and capacity building for nutrition. And we think that for nutrition program in Vietnam is also very important and effectively that international cooperation, just from UNICEF, WHO, and we have also training capacity building with Symposium, that's where I graduate my post master and PhD there, and also in GAIN project and others. And now I think it's very important that Vietnam Nutrition Association, we are member of FANS and also CPHN, and we share experiences between the country in the region and in Asia. I think it's also very important and effective for our control of malnutrition. Now I move to the nutrition program and activity that have been done in Vietnam. I think not different from Indonesia and other countries, just nutrition care for pregnant women and young children, just breastfeeding program, and also just supplementation and nutrition education for pregnant women. And in Vietnam, we carried out micronutrient supplementation. So as I mentioned earlier, the micronutrient day, the 1st and 2nd of June, and every child in the age of 6 to 36 months receives a high dose vitamin A capsule, and they receive twice per year. And iron and folic supplementation for reproductive age women and pregnant women, and multi-micronutrient sprinkle for malnourished children and also pregnant women, but only at the disadvantages, the poor areas only, because you cannot cover the whole country. And food fortification program with the support of INSI and GAIN project. We also learn from Jakarta, from Indonesia, that's food fortification, vitamin A, and also with fortify with oil and sugar, and fish sauce and soy sauce, fortify with iron, and also others micronutrient fortification is. But up to now, the GAIN project is stopped, it finished, and the continuing of this program is also difficult for us. That's why only some company can continue their fortification program only. And for capacity building nutrition also very important. And we also Pacific know that we have one team trained in Symposium Jakarta, and some trained from US, from the Netherlands, from Australia. And now we have also master and PhD training in nutrition in Vietnam. And nutrition, school nutrition program also now the government pay more attention and invest on school meal program and school proper meal program in Vietnam. And the next one is dissemination Vietnam food-based dietary guideline for periods 2011-2020. So we have also developed the food-based dietary guideline and 10 advices for proper nutrition for Vietnamese, and it is a very important education document for Vietnam. For you can see this at the Communal Health Center and also other place of Vietnam. So I would like to show you the trend of malnutrition very brief. And as also other country, Indonesia and Malaysia, other country, we are now facing with double burden of malnutrition. Stunting is still very high, micronutrient deficiency is high, but overweight, obesity is increasing, is very fast. You can see from these figures, so prevalence of underweight among under 5 children in Vietnam is reducing very fast, very clearly. But stunting is still very high. It is the result from the National Nutrition Survey of Vietnam, and almost 30% of under 5 children were stunted. And this year we conduct the national survey, finished the assessment of the NNS 2020. And if from this figure you can see the trend of PM control in Vietnam. In the data from 1985, 50% of under 5 children were underweight, and almost 60% of under 5 children were stunted. It's very high. But now we can see the data from underweight only more than 10%, and now only 23% of children was stunted. This figure shows increasing prevalence of overweight and obesity among under 5 children in Vietnam, and especially in the big city like Ho Chi Minh City and Hanoi, is prevalence of stunting of overweight and obesity is increasing very quick. In the year 2000, just only almost 4% of under 5 children were overweight and obesity, but 2010 only 3 times higher. and also for children primary school from 6 to 9 years old, and prevalence of overweight and obesity increasing very, very fast, just double increase the prevalence of overweight and stunting, overweight and obesity. Now I move to micronutrient deficiency among children and women in Vietnam. And this from the, this you can see the nutritional status of reproductive age women from 2 national survey. So CD, that's undernutrition is a reduction, but obesity is increasing in Vietnam among the women in Vietnam. And prevalence of anemia among under 5 children and non-pregnant women and pregnant women. And you can see also after 5 years, and the result from the last survey in 2015. So for all 3 groups, under 5 children, pregnant women, and non-pregnant women, the anemia prevalence is reduced, but not much. And as mentioned by Prof Hardin, globally also zinc deficiency is very, very high. And it is also happened in Vietnam. The zinc deficiency among women, just almost 70%, is quite high. And half of the under 5 children also suffer from zinc deficiency. And it is the last survey on child micronutrient deficiency 2015. And you can see from here, about almost 30% of under 5 were anemic. Vitamin A deficiency about 13%, but zinc deficiency almost 70%. It's a very, very high zinc deficiency among under 5 and also women in Vietnam. So I can make some conclusion remarks. So during 3 decades in Vietnam, we implement the NPAN, the National Nutrition Strategy, and also our government very committed and invested for malnutrition control in Vietnam. And the child malnutrition and micronutrient deficiency have been reduced. And we can, from survey, you can see the positive secular trend in growth of children and young Vietnamese observed. And capacity building and nutrition network have been developed and strengthened through the NNS. And we found that the international cooperation between UN agency as an organization and also the country in the region and Asia also strengthened and is very successful. And now the situation, nutrition in Vietnam. Vietnam is facing double burden of malnutrition. You can see from figure I presented earlier. And we have also seen very serious problem with of micronutrient deficiency, like anemia, zinc deficiency, and vitamin A deficiency among children and also women in Vietnam. And we can conclude that nutrition policy, NNS in Vietnam, is very important that the government takes the lead of in combating nutrition problem in Vietnam, and also invest for nutrition program in Vietnam. And from our experiences, the nutrition program and nutrition activities, so multi-sectoral cooperation in implementation of nutrition program is very important for the success of nutrition intervention. As the last but not the least, we appreciate very much the international cooperation in capacity building in nutrition and networking is our region and our Asia.
Program for controlling micronutrient deficiencies in Indonesia and stunting in Indonesia. Please, next. we are from the, we call the Persagi. Persagi is the Indonesia Nutrition Associations. We have now still facing the COVID-19 pandemic. We would like share you what we do for the our members for these times. We are protecting members. We are increasing members' competency, especially how to prevent and how they cure about the uh, COVID-19 pandemic, and also we do to members and organizations solidarity each others, and also we are go to the public services, and we are make the stakeholders relations very very hard very strong the relation with us, with the Minister of Health and some of the work in Indonesia. Next. It is the ones of the our activities. We have the volunteers. We also develop the guidelines, and we together with the government, with the Minister of Health, develop guidelines for the you know how to make the nutrition, how to increase the nutrition status even though in the pandemic situation. It is very situation is very yeah, not difficult but very challenging for us. Next. Now we would like go to the Indonesian. Now we now that we have the about the stunting prevalence under 5 years, we are now 27.7. It is the decrease from the 79, a decrease in the 2018 become 30.8, and now in the 2019 is the decrease become 27.7. It is the very optimist. We are how to make the decrease of the stunting prevalence, even though you know our target in the 2024 is the 14. It is very very fantastic, but it is the make us become the our activities become be strong, and we make the solidarity, we make the how to integrations all of the activities, not only in the specific interventions but also in the sensitive interventions by the health and non-health, and also you know they are involved by the Sun Business Network, SBN, and also from the some international agency in Indonesia, and also there are a lot of community participations how to decrease together about the nutrition status, and especially for the prevalence of the stunting in Indonesia. We also have the problem with the wasting prevalence. Now it is very from the 7.2 10.2 become 7 in 2024. We are also optimistic with the all of the activities, all of the our target will be achieved in the 2024. Next. What we their reference. Our reference is the the Lancet is we are very attention for the anemia, because anemia is the of the maternal deaths is the 23 of the deaths in the world is the relations with the anemia. We are also very attention for the calcium deficiency, and it is the calcium deficiency is the also have the relations with the preeclampsia and eclampsia, and some of the growth monitor to growth of the children is the very high relations. And also we are how we are to the high curve to the increase of the weight baby weight of the baby. So next. Because that we are for the child malnutrition, we are also very very popular in Indonesia about the vitamin A. We have a lot of the experience on the with the vitamin A from the 2080 in the we start from the Aceh, and now all of the Indonesia babies in Indonesia, children in Indonesia, is they receive two times vitamin A every year. Next, what we do from the nutrition intervention. Next, if we see the all of the interventions, you now and also Vietnam and India also, I think they apply this methods. We have the we have the multi-micronutrient supplementations. Last time we call the name is taburia. Taburia is the, if you tabur is the will be ceria, name is taburia. But now we are taburia just in the part of Indonesia, not all of the province. And also we now there are calcium supplementation. We now there are the ionization of salts, and also maternal supplementation with balanced energy, protein, and also promotion of the breastfeeding, infant and young child feeding promotion, preventive vitamin A supplementation, iron supplementation, zinc supplementation, and also we have to combine with the management of MAM, moderate acute malnutrition, and also with the management of some severe acute malnutrition. It is there are a lot of activity, there are a lot of logistic, but we are concerned for the weeks in the international Lancet, it will be have the effectively of this program. Next, experience of the global, we have logical framework, and we are apply until now in all of the province. We have you now location from the we set the focus of locations. Focus of location is the combined by the 4 criteria. One criteria is the district or city have the high prevalence, and the second, they have which the most of the targeting children. The third is the area or district have the high the poverty, and the 4 is they are representative by the every province. So from the 2018 we have the 100 district, and then 2019 in the 160, and now we have the 2020 we have the 260 district. So almost half of the district in Indonesia. So which we do there, we have to ensure, we have to make sure that they have the iron tablet for young women, and also for the pregnant women. We ensure that the logistic is there are logistic and enough for the all of the pregnant women. You know, pregnant women mostly about the 4.5 million. There are the all of the logistic. We ensure that they have logistic in the field, in the field, also in the health centers. So it is the one what we do. And the second, we have pay attention for the promotion of exclusive breastfeeding. There are 3 research about the exclusive breastfeeding, about the positive deviance. Why the baby 0 to 1 years, they are not wasting, they are not stunting, even though their household is their family is very very poor, lack of latrine, lack of the source of the water, but they are growth very well, not stunting, not wasting. There are three research about this. We done. There are the one research is finds if the mothers always give the breastfeeds the duration is the X times per day fully. The babies 0 to 100 or 0 to 1 years is not, they will be stunting and wasting. And the second research find the same result, but she find is the 10 times per day is not become be stunting and wasting. Yeah, almost the same with the third research. Also, from this research, we are very very clear, and we believe that breastfeeding is very important for the baby. How to they are not become stunting and not become wasting, because that we are very promotes, we are attention promotes about the breastfeeding. And the second, the third is the promotion of the complementary breastfeeding, complementary feeding. You know, the complementary feeding is very important because the as we all knowledge is not enough until 6 months, but we would like adequate of the supplementation of complementary feeding is very important. That is why even though we are try from the local food, but also government also give the like the biscuit, you know, to make them there are the complete of the vitamin and mineral in this feed, about the 14 vitamin and mineral in this biscuit, so it is the more easy to become to consume by the child in the community. And the fourth, we are you know, micronutrient supplementation. Yes, I said before, last time we have the taburia, very popular, and in some areas still they do taburia. You know, they will be combined in the rice. So when they are fit, they will receive of the taburia, 14 mineral and also vitamin. And also we they have the vitamin management of nutrition. We have the vitamin A supplementation. Until now, even though you know, even though in the COVID area, we still you know give the consumption of the vitamin A. Also promotion of the iodized salt. It is, you know, we have also the regulations of the government about this. It is very long time of the program. Until now is the you know, running well about the IDs salt promotion. But also we have also wash and hand washing. It is very important. Wash and hand washing. So how they are you know, to prevent of the some infection disease, it is the very important about the hand washing with soap. It is you know, very popular now, because you know the some one of the preference of the what I see the COVID is the how to hand washing with the soap. Also province of the, you know, the warming. As you know, the warming, we still have the warming in some area. We give them how to not only reduce, yeah, but also how to make the free of the warming. This is very important. And also we have non-cash food assistance. It is very important to them to, you know, to increase of the assume of the sum of the not only macronutrient and also vitamin, and also by the energy and protein. It is the we set the effective interventions, but support this intervention support by, you know, you know, we have the PKH. PKH is the like the what I see the we give the like the what I see about the we have the some food and also money to them, but they have to come to Posyandu, post integrated monitoring. They have come to the hospital. They have come to the health center, and they have to come to school if they have the children schooling people. It is the very popular, and we would like if they receive the money they're using for the health and using for the food, the food quality of the foods. And also we have the Sanimas. Sanimas is the how to access to the how to easy access to the trail, how easy access to the to the water sanitations. It is very important to support of the what we do from the effective interventions. We have also we call the KRPL. KRPL is the gardening, fishing, like the I I I tell also in Vietnam, you say the 3G, 3K, kebun, kandang, kolam. This the we have the some of the gardening. So we have also they are also with the poultry, some of chicken and like that. They are in the household. It is the very important how to sufficiency of the consumptions of the all of the nutrient contents, not also vitamin and mineral, but also about the about the protein, carbohydrate, and also about the fat. And also, as like Vietnam said, that we are explained that they have also the fortification for the cooking oil. Now is the still I think I don't know it is the voluntary or mandatory, but I think it's the very important for us, even though voluntary, but all of the factory has been make the fortification in the oil. And also we have also experienced how the fortification in the rice. In the rice we are make it combines with the zinc, we combine the vitamin B, we combine of the some of the macronutrients. It is all of the all of the experience Indonesia. There are the national experience, but also there are the some areas experience, like province experience and the some of the district experience. It is the some of the we now we are also we are also how to make the what I see PAUD is the the stimulations as that the stunting is not for the physical for the growth, but also for the brains. So that is why we are also how to stimulations with the combined this the program. Next. Okay, it is we have the launch of the national stunting reduction movement. There are the national regulations, not regulation. There are the government president decree. There are the president decree about this. It is the maternal iron folic acid supplementation. It is the like the manual, and also the maternal allergy prevention supplementation, promotion and counseling breastfeeding, promotion and counseling of complementary feeding, management of safer accumulation, management of moderate growth monitoring, and weekly iron folic acid supplementation for adolescents. This is the movement from the central until in the in the rural areas, in the field. It is the very high movement, and but also now we are very focused in the 260 district, but the another district about the 200 district always also will be follow this the program. Next, how their attitudes, how the practical, it is the some of the guidance for them. They have to ability to communicate it, because communicate is very important. They have to have the quality of the services, not just to sense, but they have to now delivery, and they have to now the compliance, and they have to now their benefit is the quality of the services in all of the logistic. And also they have the orientations. They have the orientation not just to the process, but they have to orientate by the outcome, and also how to advocate socialization what we do and how to the accountability and how they choose their priority. It is our experience in Indonesia. I hope it is the make the important for us and also have the benefit for us. Thank you so much.
On programs on controlling micronutrient deficiency and stunting in India. India has made great progress in reducing stunting, wasting, and underweight in the last 1 to 2 decades. Nevertheless, it continues to be a public health problem in India. Even now, we have 30 to 35% children stunted and a significant proportion of children wasted as well. Okay. Now, this slide shows you reduction in anemia, mild, moderate, and severe. While in the last few years, it has reduced from 69 to 58%. Still, it is at a very high level, both among children as well as among women. A recent CNNS report also showed significant level of anemia among our children. This is data collected throughout the country from all the states, right from age 1 to about 20 years. And what we see here is, apart from anemia at the level of around 20%, we also see deficiency of other micronutrients like B12, vitamin A deficiency, vitamin D deficiency, and zinc deficiency to the level of about 20 to 30% across age groups. As far as programs are concerned, we have about 6 interventions to reduce anemia. This is prophylactic folic acid, iron and folic acid supplementation. This has been initiated about several decades back. And we also have this periodic deworming of women, children, adolescent, and pregnant women, started relatively late. We also have behavior change communication and testing of anemia using digital methods and point of care treatment, that is targeted approach, and mandatory provision of iron and folic acid supplementation in public health programs for adolescents and also women. So apart from these 6 intervention programs to reduce anemia, we also have other programs which address other micronutrients such as iodine deficiency disorder, which was a huge problem causing thyroid deficiency disorders. The National Iodine Deficiency Disorder Control Program was initiated, wherein we have fortified the salt, and this salt currently it reaches at least 90% of the population in India. And apart from this addressing the iodine deficiency, we also have prophylactic program for controlling vitamin A deficiency among children, wherein children of 1 year to 6 years receive a massive dose of vitamin A orally in oil miscible form every 6 months. In the first year, it will be less than 1 lakh international units, and after 1 year, it will be 2 lakhs international units every 6 months up till 6 years. We were able to control night blindness and vitamin A deficiency related disorders such as corneal and conjunctival xerosis. Currently, we do not see that much blindness related to vitamin A deficiency or nutritional blindness in India. Now, apart from these 2 micronutrients addressing programs, we also have programs such as midday meal program initiated way back in 1962. Originally, this program was initiated to improve attendance of school among children. This midday meal program essentially covers all government schools, and children from 1st class to 10th class get one full meal during the lunch time. But now what we see is, apart from improving the attendance, there is also improvement in nutrition status, and therefore it comes under the Ministry of Human Resource Development, and we continue to have this program since it is also helping improve nutrition status. Then one very massive program is Integrated Child Development Services. It is called integrated because apart from addressing nutrition supplementation to children, pregnant women and lactating women, it also addresses other issues such as health issues, and also there is counseling health issues such as hygiene and also prevention of infection, how mothers have to identify quickly and report to nearest health center when their babies fall ill. About 6 different programs are covered under this integrated child development services, and currently we have nearly 15 lakh ICDS centers located at different locations across India, and this caters to about millions of children in India. And after this implementation, we have seen, I mean, it was initiated in 1975, and we have seen considerable progress in improvement of stunting rates and wasting rates in India. Then I have already told you about this National Anemia Prophylaxis Program for children, adolescent girls and women. Then we also have this National Plan of Action on Nutrition initiative from 1995 and Public Distribution System. This public distribution system is a very unique and good program that has been initiated right from 1997, and it has progressed and also grown in magnitude across India. Here what happens is there are fair price shops located in different locations in India, in tribal regions, in rural areas, and also in urban areas, wherein at subsidized rates, cereals, pulses, oil, and other commodities are given to people who are below poverty, and particularly cereal is distributed widely, and pulses, some regions it is not given. And under this program, another interesting thing is when rice or wheat is being distributed in some states, we also go ahead and distribute fortified rice and fortified atta to address iron deficiency anemia, wherein this product, rice or atta, is fortified with B12, iron, and folic acid. So another one is, this is about the vitamin A prophylaxis program. I have already described to you how at 9 months, I mean, here if you see here, 1 lakh international unit is given at 9 months age. And this is clubbed with measles immunization to ease, I mean, when the mother comes to visit the center for measles immunization, the baby also receives this 1 lakh international units vitamin A, and along with the DPT booster, that is diphtheria, pertussis, and tetanus vaccine. When booster doses are given, the child receives 2 lakhs international units at 16 months and 18 months, and up to 5 years, the child continues to receive the massive dose of vitamin A. As far as this iodine deficiency is concerned, these are the objectives I have already described to you about this. Let us skip to the next one. Yeah, apart from this iodine, vitamin A, and iron and folic acid prophylaxis, we also have certain programs which about zinc deficiency. As far as zinc deficiency is concerned, it is a very targeted approach where children with diarrhea are given 20 milligrams zinc per day for about 10 days, 10 to 15 days, because supplementation of zinc reduces the number of days that the child suffers from diarrhea. And also it has been shown to reduce the number of episodes of stools that are, it reduces not only the intensity, but also the number of days that the child is suffering. Then apart from this, we also have programs wherein we fortify take-home rations for children and pregnant women. Micronutrients such as B12 is being used to fortify the take-home rations. Then we also have this Food Safety Standard Authority of India, which has gone ahead and stated that fortification of PDS should be mandatory. And also this body, which is controlled by central government, Food Safety Standard Authority of India, also urges the industry to voluntarily fortify certain products with, for example, oil can be fortified with the vitamin A and D, and milk also can be fortified with vitamin A and D. And there are also certain other products, like say, for example, salt, where already we have salt fortified with iron. We also urge the industries to fortify salt with iodine, not only iodine, but also iron to address iron deficiency anemia, apart from iodine deficiency. So now, yeah, this already I have told you. Now, very recently in 2017, 2014, this Poshan Abhiyan has been launched. This tackles the intergenerational cycle of malnutrition in India. This is a life cycle approach to strengthen continued care of focusing on the critical periods of nutrition vulnerability. This Poshan Abhiyan will monitor nutrition status on real-time basis. This is a very unique feature under this program. I'll come to it a little later. And the focus is also on 1,000 days of a child, which is the most critical period, which has been identified globally as a very critical period to address undernutrition among children and also women. Then Poshan Abhiyan is a multi-ministerial convergence mission with a vision to ensure attainment of malnutrition-free India by 2022. Although 2025 is a time globally, India has reduced it to 2022 to attain certain targets. Poshan Abhiyan is an apex body which will monitor different stakeholders across ministries. So here the target is to prevent and reduce stunting among children by at least 2% per annum, and reduce undernutrition by at least 2% per annum, and reduce the prevalence of anemia among children by at least 3% per annum, and reduce the prevalence of anemia among women and adolescent girls in the age group of 15 to 14 and women from 15 to 49 years at the rate of at least 3% per annum. And also to reduce low birth weight, which is currently at around 18% prevalence across India, to reduce it by at least 2% per annum. So this is the framework, package of intervention focus on 1,000 days. This is a too crowded one, but these are the packages. I won't run through this, but the next slide will explain you what exactly we do during this 1,000 days package. But apart from 1,000 days, you must also observe right from, it is not just from pregnancy to 2 years of age, which actually covers a 1,000 days period. That is 270 days during pregnancy, and the first 2 years of life, that is 365 plus 365, all put together forms 1,000 days. But we also address pre-pregnancy period because half of the women are malnourished, including undernutrition and overweight, obesity, and micronutrient deficiency. So here, during the pre-pregnancy period, education of the girl child is emphasized, age at marriage is emphasized, and also the girl will be counseled about birth spacing and its importance to address undernutrition and health problems during early childhood period. Then during pregnancy period, these are the packages like early registration, then uptake of health services under Anganwadi, then supplementation of iron and folic acid, and also certain areas calcium supplementation. This is during pregnancy period. Then we also monitor weight gain during pregnancy and other supplementary nutrition programs such as hot cooked meals and take-home rations. Then at birth, we emphasize on institutional delivery, which has increased considerably across India over the last few years, although there are variations across states. Then we also emphasize a lot on early initiation of breastfeeding. This also has increased a lot over the last few years. It has come up to 40–45%, but then there are huge difference across states. Then post-pregnancy, within this 1,000 days period, we emphasize on young child care by ASHA worker, then completion of immunization, and continuous regular growth monitoring to detect at early stage severe acute malnutrition such as wasting and also stunting, and address these issues. Then early detection of other diseases like diarrhea and respiratory infections. Then also this period is utilized to counsel and emphasize more and more on exclusive breastfeeding for the first 6 months of the child, and also counseling on complementary feeding appropriateness and what should be fed during this and what frequency and what diet should be fed right from 6 months onwards, and continuation of breastfeeding up till 2 years. Along with this, we also give iron and folic acid, vitamin A, and deworming to this lactating women. So under this, what are the components of this newly launched Poshan Abhiyan? So here, convergence is one very important aspect. Different ministries, convergence means not only nutrition, but also rural development, urban development, and various other ministries addressing health and education is also involved. I'll come to this a little later. Then we also have this ICTS CAS common application system, wherein real-time data is being collected here the Anganwadi workers who are actually not very well qualified are undergo a training to use this. This real-time monitoring helps a lot in evaluating the collection of data, the quality of data, and also regular training can be instituted based on the data that is being collected. And also immediately we can address acute malnutrition if the data is collected appropriately, because through servers, various other stakeholders can access this data. Then behavior change communication has also become very important aspect of this Poshan Abhiyan, and this is advocated through education advocacy and Jan Andolan. Jan Andolan means even the community is involved. Then we funding is given to states and districts where better improvement is there in as far as stunting and wasting is concerned. That is incentivization. And wherever innovative approaches, innovative methods are implemented and made to improve nutrition status among children, they are also identified and accordingly they are awarded. Then training and capacity building. Incremental learning approach is also one very important component of this Poshan Abhiyan. Then grievance redress call center is also there to address any problem that is there under Anganwadi centers. So here the program implementation behavioral change, under behavioral change communication, at least 3 community-based events should happen around nutrition in the last quarter under Anganwadi centers. Then nutrition advocacy at village level is also being monitored. And we take care of % of states where at least one mass media campaign was operationalized during the last 1 year, and % of states where media campaign was operationalized. All these aspects are read, and this is how we rate the districts and states for behavioral change communication so that they can be appropriately incentivized. Then implementation of incremental learning approach. % of Anganwadi workers who completed this ILA module as per the guideline in the last 3 months is taken care of. Then under this common application system, this is software developed in India. % of state that have completed master's training, trainers of trainers, and % of district that have completed training of ICDS supervisors will be monitored, and district that have completed training of Anganwadi workers. And this is synchronization with dashboard at least every week on ICDS CAS is being done, and number and % of districts that are using ICDS CAS is also being monitored. This is a very unique approach where I already told you there's a real-time monitoring of growth among children, and also about supplementation program among children and women. So these are the different ministries that are involved. Ministry of Women and Child Development. This is actually the core ministry which actually oversees all the aspects in Poshan Abhiyan. This is supported by Rural Development Ministry, then Ministry of and Department of Water and Sanitation, because hygiene is also one very important aspect, and then Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, so that whenever there is diarrhea and pneumonia associated with undernutrition, the way they have to be addressed. So these are the different ministries that are involved, stakeholders. So here in NIM, which is a multidisciplinary research unit instituted in Hyderabad in India, which works under the central government. What we do in India and what is our mandate and how we support our government, I'll just narrate in 2 slides. So we provide evidence-based inputs on food and nutrient consumption patterns. We regularly collect data on nutrient consumption pattern and nutrition status of children, and then trends in nutrition status across decades and age and physiological group. We also have data on macro and micronutrients value of different foods. Recently, we completed collection of macro and micronutrient values of 160 odd foods across India for about 560 foods, 160 different macro and micronutrients. And also we evaluate environmental pollution and toxins that affect health, drug-nutrient interaction data, and nutrient and immune response data also we generate and provide the government. And we also generate guidelines to the government, such as recommended dietary allowance for different physiological age groups. This is a very important document based on which minimum wages and the nutrition supplementation program also, this is the one which decides how much calorie and how much protein should be decided for any nutrition supplementary programs in India. And also this gives an idea and guides the government about what micronutrients and what are the quantities of micronutrients that should go into supplementation and fortification programs. We also have dietary guidelines for Indians. That's a beautiful book that guides the government again for recipes and different macro and micronutrients and for different physiological age groups. Then we also have recommendations on diet for diabetes, diet for heart disease, diet during pregnancy, nutrition and infection. Apart from this, with this data that has been generated and the guidelines that has been generated, we influence the policies of central government and also various state governments across India. And also another important mandate of NIN is to improve awareness of people across India, both literate and illiterate people. This we try to do by generating e-learning modules which can reach both literate and illiterate people across India, because 70% of our population lives in rural areas, and their education status might be quite poor. So we make a very user-friendly approach here, and the response is very good. And apart from this e-learning module, we also have Nutrify India Now mobile app, which is which approaches India through 17 different languages. And it is a very user-friendly app where people can access it through different recipes or even through different food names in different languages. So this is also a very good mobile app which is being used by many people across India. Then apart from this, we also have a very important mandate of developing human resource. We have full-time MSc course for MSc Nutrition. One is MSc Applied Nutrition and one is MSc Sports Nutrition, a full-time 2 years course. Then we also have short-term certificate courses in nutrition. We have PhD scholars in nutrition, then various other ad hoc training programs. So these different training programs for in the core area of nutrition, and also fluorosis, addressing fluorosis problem, nutrition dietary assessments, anthropometric assessment, public health personnel, and other various other animal handling. Then many other training programs are there, such as nutrition gene interactions, etc. as well. Then lastly, we also have need-based support during public health emergencies, such as, for example, now COVID has come and we support the government by doing various surveys in hotspot areas and also rural areas to see the trends of infection.